How is everybody doing? This is episode 3 of the Vince MMA show. In this episode, I'm going to talk about my UFC 317 picks, some recent news with the former heavyweight champion, and some new fight announcements that got released. First fight of the night, we have Jackson McVey versus Chris Ewert. Both guys are making their UFC debut. I don't know who either one of these guys are. I've watched less than 10 minutes of fights for both of them. So I'm going to go Jackson McVey by first round finish. I'm torn between submission or KO. I'm probably going to go submission. I think that, what's his name? God, I already forgot his name. Chris Ewert is going to shoot for takedown, and then he's going to get caught in a guillotine choke. So there's my high level pick for that. Jhonatan Diniz versus Alvin Hines. This was supposed to be Jhonatan Diniz versus, I don't even remember. He was supposed to be fighting someone weird. It was like a weird matchup, I think. And now Alvin Hines is stepping in on 5 days' notice. I think Jhonatan Diniz is actually good. Like, people laugh at him. The dude's actually good. He did lose to Marcin Tybura, but Marcin Tybura is actually solid. He's a solid heavyweight. I think Jhonatan Diniz is going to be in that top 5 to 6 level heavyweight in 2 years. The dude's pretty solid. He's a great Brazilian kickboxer. I think he's going to beat up his leg, and then he's probably going to TKO him in round 1. Next fight, Jacobe Smith versus Niko Price. This is the most lopsided matchmaking in UFC history. Niko Price is hardly even a human being anymore. Jacobe Smith is a fucking monster. This dude's like 28 years old. He's so damn dangerous everywhere. He's a great wrestler. He's got big power in his hands. He just destroyed a guy that I don't remember in his last fight. Oh, it was a dude. It was a dude that was changing weight classes, I think. I don't know. Jacobe Smith is a fucking monster. I think he's a minus 4,000, which is the highest betting discrepancy in UFC history. Jacobe Smith is going to murder Niko Price in brutal fashion. I don't know why he offered this fight. I don't know why the UFC offered this fight. That's neither here nor there. Jacobe Smith is going to get it done in the first round. Next is Terrence McKinney versus Viacheslav Slava Claus. All right, I like Slava Claus. I like all the Team Alpha Male guys. I follow all those guys pretty closely. I don't think that what's his name? I don't think that Slava Claus is going to get this done. He's solid. He has good skills. He's fairly well rounded, but he never seems to get over the hump. And he just seems to never do enough to get these wins. He's always going to have a really scrappy first round, which will play into Terrence McKinney's skills as well. Terrence McKinney should get this done, and I'm going to pick Terrence McKinney by KO. But you obviously know how risky that is, picking Terrence McKinney to do anything, because this guy is a dude who is just going to be super reckless, and he's the ultimate can crusher and he's the biggest can crusher in UFC history. We all know this. And Slava Claus is not a can, but he's just a win one, lose one guy. He had a nice scrap with Nazim Sadikov, and that's aging pretty well, as you can see how well Nazim Sadikov did last week against Nicholas Mota. I want to go Terrence McKinney here by KO. I think that he's going to match him with the volume and the pace in the first round. I think he's got better power in his hands. He's a very good wrestler as well. I can see him also taking him down and kind of beating him up on the ground, maybe flattening him out, and then just raining down some ground and pound strikes. I'm going to go Terrence McKinney by late round 1 KO. All right? That's so ballsy, though. That's so risky. I'm going early round 2 KO for not Slavakos, for Terrence McKinney. He's going to get this done. Who's next? Tracy Cortez versus Viviane Araujo. I'm not that bad at pronunciations, I promise. Viviane Araujo. Dude. Viviane Araujo is old. She's fought the who's who. She's like doesn't have the greatest record. I think Tracy Cortez is younger. She's really only has one good win, to be honest. Like, Tracy Cortez has one good win, which was Jasmine Jasuda. I'm not doing this on purpose. She has one good win, which is Jasmine Jasudavicius. I'm going to talk slower. I apologize. Fuck. I'm going Tracy Cortez by unanimous decision. As we all know, she's a finishing machine, right? But she's going to get a decision in this fight. I don't know. 38 years old at the 125-pound division. I don't really see that as a skill or as an advantage in this fight. So I'm going Tracy Cortez by unanimous decision. Let's see. Hyder Amil versus Jose Delgado. I've seen a lot of people picking Jose Delgado. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go Hyder Amil. I think Hyder Amil is a brawler, right? But he's also not just some dude who's just going to fucking leave it all out in the first round and just end it there. Because he's shown that he can go 3 rounds with William Gomez, who is a good fighter, by the way. I'm pretty sure he got cut from the UFC. I don't know why that happened. Was that Taylor Lapilus that got cut from the UFC? I get those two mixed up because they're two Frenchmen. I think it was I'm pretty sure it was I'm pretty sure it was William Gomez that got cut. No, it's Taylor Lapillus. It was definitely Taylor Lapillus. But we had shown he has shown that he can go the distance with some of these guys. He's not just a brawler who's going to leave it all out in the first round. We had that fucking crazy fight against Jung Young Lee. I don't really like picking this fight because Hyder Amil is a guy who doesn't move his head. Like in that crazy finish, which was on the Amanda Lemos versus Verna Jandaroba card, which was like July. Like that fight was on there. The Jared Cannonier versus Caio Baralho fight was on there. I don't really like his boxing. I don't like Hyder Mills boxing. He's pretty old. He's kind of on a little hot streak right now at the age of 35, which is pretty weird and kind of interesting to see at this stage in your career. I don't know. Jose Delgado is cool, but I don't know. He's got a reach advantage. I mean, he's kind of a can crusher. He just destroyed Connor Matthews, who got cut from the UFC, who had like 3 losses back to back. He's on a 4-fight KO streak, which does kind of concern me in picking Hyder Amil. I just think Hyder Amil has more power in his hands. He's more aggressive early on. I think he's going to get this done late round one, TKO against the fence. Who was next? Who was next? Gregory Rodrigues versus Jack Hermansson. I see a lot of people picking Jack Hermansson. I don't know. I don't see that. I'm going Gregory Rodrigues. What is Jack Hermansson actually going to do in this fight? Like, yeah, he's got a nice little jab, and he's kind of got the nice output, and he's an okay defensive wrestler, and okay defensive grappler. I just think that this fight is not going to go the distance. I think that Gregory Rodrigues, while he does have a bad gas tank, which does concern me, I think that was definitely a point of focus in his training camp. But I just think he's so dangerous and so massive early on. Jack Hermansson is not some fucking guy that's going to slip and rip and fucking jab you here and move. It's just not what he does. He's kind of a guy who's flat-footed and he'll move forward and pop the jab and boom, move the head here. I don't know. He keeps his head on the center line, and I just think that Gregory Rodrigues is so fucking dangerous. Like he easily could have put away, what's his name, Jared Cannonier, but he just eventually gassed. Like he beat the shit out of him in the first round. It was not close. He almost finished him, knocked him down. He just puts too much into his punches. And I think he's going to work at that a little bit. I don't think every single shot he throws will be the kill shot. He's got some mean fucking leg kicks. He's been chinned before, but I don't think that Jack Hermansson has the ability to chin him. Just the fuck is Jack Hermansson chinning at this stage of his career? Jack Hermansson's super inactive. I'm going RoboCop by round 2 KO. It's going to happen. Next fight. Felipe Lima versus Payton Talbott. Oh man, I'm really high on Payton Talbott. I like Payton Talbott a lot. He's definitely a little bit overrated, but he's still solid. Like he showed good defensive grappling and offensive grappling against Nick Aguirre in his UFC debut, but that also was Nick Aguirre. He showed the complete opposite of that in his fight with what's his name? I can't think of his name. Raoni Barcelos. Raoni Barcelos was just taking him down whenever he wanted and making it easy. Now, that is kind of concerning because before that fight, we just saw, oh, Raoni Barcelos, this old guy, this fucking old Brazilian guy. He's a little crafty. He got knocked out by Umar Nurmagomedov. But the dude's actually really solid. Like, he can stand with Cody Garbrandt. He was taking down Cody Garbrandt later in the rounds and kind of having his way with him. I want to go Payton Talbot, but I'm going to go Felipe Lima by unanimous decision. But I could see them getting Payton Talbot a robbery decision. Could you not see this happening? Imagine they have a close fight. You know that fight is going to Payton Talbot. It's going to happen. But I'm going to pick Felipe Lima by unanimous decision. He's much smaller, got a reach disadvantage. He's a stocky guy, really good wrestler. But like, okay, he looked solid against Miles Johns and um, what's his name, Muhammad Naimov. He looks solid against those guys. And Muhammad Naimov, that win is aging better now. I think that he's going to get him down, and I think he's going to steal round one, probably. I think he's going to take round one and make it kind of scrappy, but it's going to be one of those things where Payton Talbot didn't do too much damage because he was on the defensive end, and he just got taken down. So I think round one's going to be close, but it's going to be Felipe Lima. Then round two, I think he's going to start stuffing the takedowns, and we're going to be like, okay, there we go. You know, Payton Talbot's doing his fucking thing. He's going to start landing. He's going to be in the flow state on the offense where he's just landing shit, landing big leg kicks. His movement is super hard to predict too. But I think round three, I think Felipe Lima is going to eventually just figure him out and take him down with relative ease, and I'm gonna go Felipe Lima by unanimous decision. I don't even know why they did this fight, dude. Like, I don't know why they picked this fight. You got to give Payton Talbott a can. You got to give Felipe Lima, not a can, but a guy who's around the level of the guys that he's fought now, because these are two prospects that you need to build up. You have to build these guys up. I don't know why you would put them against each other. It makes no fucking sense. But yeah, yeah. Next fight, Renato Moicano versus Beneil Dariush. I think their grappling is going to be kind of even in a sense where, like, I know that Beneil Dariush is more credentialed, but I'm talking about in the octagon, their grappling is going to be pretty even. I just think that Beneil Dariush is done. He's been inactive as fuck. He got knocked out in his last two fights. He has not shown shit in his last two fights. You know, we had the whole fiasco where he was gonna fight, but then that fight got canceled because Moicano stepped in for Arman Sarukian. I just don't know what Beneil Dariush has at this stage of his career. He's 35. I know what Moicano is as well, but Moicano is on a fucking career resurgence for some reason. So Beneil Dariush, he's a sloppy striker. He's super flat-footed with his movement. He's gonna move forward and just throw shit, and it looks all sloppy, and you're like, okay. But I like both of these guys, and I kind of am not a fan of how this is going to be the end of Beneil Dariush. Like, he's gonna shoot some takedowns to get him all stuffed, and he's gonna get fucking pieced up on the feet. Moicano is really good on the feet. I mean, yeah, Moicano didn't look amazing in his last fight, but what the fuck do you expect when you step in on one day's notice against the number one pound for pound fighter when you have a dislocated shoulder too? Nobody talks about that, by the way. Nobody talks about his dislocated shoulder. I'm not downplaying Islam's win at all. Not whatsoever am I doing that. I'm just saying, I mean, bro, look at the fucking pros fight press conference. His shoulder is completely out of the socket. Yeah, I'm gonna go Renato Moicano by round 3 TKO. I think he's just gonna have his way with him on the feet. He's gonna do whatever the fuck he wants. Next fight, Brandon Royval versus Joshua Van. All praise to Joshua Van. He's a fucking badass. We all love Joshua Van. I don't think there's a single person who does not like Joshua Van. I just think he's met his match. 6 fights in less than 12 months, and also when you get Bruno Silva, you get Cody Durden, you get Charles Johnson, then all of a sudden, boom, you got fucking Brandon Royval. That's kind of concerning. I just think that this is going to be a really good learning experience for Joshua Van. He's going to lose this fight by unanimous decision. You know, he's shown that he was hard to take down against a guy like Ray Saruya, but I just think Brandon Royval is so scrappy. I think Brandon Royval can get anybody down. He was not having his way, but he was looking really good against Tetsuro Taira, and he won that fight fair and square. People are saying robbery. Fuck are you talking about? Brandon Royval is a dog. Super good. Like, really good. I don't know why people don't talk about him. I like Brandon Royval a lot. He's really cool. Just super well rounded. I think that Joshua Van is going to lose a decision. I think he's going to lose all 3 rounds, honestly. I think this is going to be one of these fights where people are, as annoying as this sounds, this is going to be a pump the brakes fight. But not that, oh, it's going to be the fact that people are saying pump the brakes when in reality, there's no shame in losing to the number one contender in Brandon Royval. I think he's going to get him down. I think he's going to kind of beat him up on the ground. He's a really good wrestler. I mean, of course, Joshua Van is so dominant on the feet. Beautiful strike. And dude, he can strike with him, okay? He can strike with him 100%. When have we seen Brandon Royval just get fucking destroyed on the feet? It just hasn't happened. This is a great learning experience for Joshua Van. He's going to lose this fight. It's going to be close, but not in a sense where Joshua Van is going to get destroyed, but it's going to be a clear 30-27. Alessandre Pantoja versus Kai Kara France. Why are so many people picking Kai Kara France by KO? When the fuck have we seen Alessandro Pantoja even be close to getting knocked out? Sure, dude, he kind of got dropped one time against Figueiredo. Okay, that was 8-9 years ago. Like, okay, Kai Kara France knocked out Steve Erceg. I get it. That's very good of him. So all of a sudden he's going to knock out Pantoja. What have you seen from Pantoja to where you think he's just going to get knocked out? I swear, this becomes like famous last words and then this gets clipped or some shit. I swear to Christ. But Alessandro Pantoja is going to take down Kai Kara France and submit him in 2 fucking rounds. Why do people just hate on Pantoja and claim that he's like overrated and he's a boring, he's a crotch sniffer, he's a lay and pray guy? Just stop. You don't watch Alessandro Pantoja. You just don't. He's not a guy that just fucking takes you down and lays on you. It's just not true. I can't stand when people say that. The Brandon Moreno second fight was a fucking war. The Kayasakura fight was a fucking kind of war. That was a great fight for the 6 minutes it lasted. Like, I could keep going. I don't understand the disrespect for Pantoja. People said the Steve Erceg fight was boring. What are you saying? Alessandro Pantoja has the advantage everywhere against Kai Kara-France. He has a way better chin. He's got crazy cardio. He's stronger. He's larger. He's got better wrestling. He's got better jiu-jitsu. I could keep going. Alessandro Pantoja is going to fucking roll through Kai Kara-France, and I don't know why people think otherwise. When has this been the narrative? Oh, because Kai Kara-France knocked out Steve Erceg, all of a sudden he's going to fucking finish Alessandro Pantoja. Why? When was the last time Kai Kara-France got a knockout? It was fucking years ago. Like, I get if Alessandro Pantoja was some chinny guy that gets fucking dropped all the time, like kind of like Brandon Royval. Like Brandon Royval's a little bit chinny. You kind of see him get dropped down and knocked down a little bit. But that's just not the case, right? So I don't get where this narrative has come from. Kai Kara-France is inactive as fuck. Looked decent against Amir Albazi. That was 2 Junes ago. That was June 2023 when Kai Kara-France had the kind of robbery loss against Amir Albazi. He won 3 rounds, okay, and looked solid, okay. He's fought 1 time since then. He's pulled out, and it's not his fault. He's pulled out because he got concussed. He was supposed to fight Beneil, but he got concussed. And yeah, I don't know. I'm not sold on Kai Kara-France whatsoever. He's a good fighter. I like Kai Kara-France. He's a good fighter. He's just leagues behind Alessandro Pantoja. Pantoja is a fucking monster. He should be top 4 or 5 pound for pound. I don't like the Pantoja disrespect, and it fucking ends on July 17th, June 17th, whatever fucking day it is, whatever. Ilia Topuria versus Charles Oliveira. Ilia Topuria is my favorite fighter in the UFC. Charles Oliveira is probably number 2 or 3. Ilia Topuria is going to finish Charles Oliveira before the championship rounds. Matter of fact, I think he's going to finish him in round 4. Everyone's saying he's going to just put him out super easy. I think Topuria gets him out later. I think we actually see this fight go the distance. We've never seen Topuria go multiple rounds with a good lightweight. We've only seen him at lightweight 1 time on short notice. We all know what happened. He got head kicked and then he got what? Yeah, wait, I get that. Yeah. God, I can't fucking stand these people. Oh, dude, you think he's gonna be Charlie Alves, bro? He got head kicked by Jai Herbert. Like, do you think that's how MMA works? You think that's how this fucking game and this sport works? I don't get it. Ilia Topuria is just better than Charles Oliveira. Charles Oliveira is a better grappler. I don't think Charles Oliveira is going to be able to get him down. I really don't. I think he'll kind of get him down to 1 knee, but he's not going to be able to hold him down whatsoever. Yeah, he probably has the wrestling advantage, sure. But Topuria is not some fucking slouch on the ground. Like, no, to be fair, I will be quite nervous if this fight goes to the ground because, dude, I don't know. I haven't seen Ilia Topuria grapple with anybody within the likes of Charles Oliveira. So I think Ilia Topuria has the boxing advantage. He said it himself. Charles Oliveira is a guy that just moves forward. Dude, that is Charles Oliveira's kryptonite against a guy like Ilia Topuria. He's going to move forward. He's gonna be in a tight stance. He's gonna have a high and tight guard. He's gonna get fucking ripped to the body. Hot take. I actually think Ilia Topuria lands a takedown early on. I think he's gonna shoot a takedown in the first round, same way he did against Max Holloway, because it's just for the taking. Those fucking hips are for the taking. He's moving forward, light on the lead leg, high and tight guard, like bouncing towards you, fucking boom. Like, it's for the taking. His hips are there for the taking. I think he's going to take him down early. I think he's going to steal round 1. I don't really think that Charles Oliveira is going to win a lot of rounds. I think he could probably win round 2 just off his reckless style, and he probably lands a teep kick here, and he probably lands a head kick that hits the guard, that, like, yeah, it kind of hit him, but it didn't really rock him. Yeah, man, I'm really upset that I'm going to see Charles Oliveira get knocked out because I don't want to see that. Who would want to see that? But everybody has to have a dog in this fight, and my dog is Ilia Topuria, okay? I've been a fan of him since he was 11-0, since Masvidal was talking about him. That was like fucking 3 years ago. I've been a big believer in this guy. I never really said he would be champion, but I always was a fan of him. My favorite fighter in the sport. God, I love Charles too. I just don't think he's going to get it done. As simple as that, I don't think he's going to get it done. He's so hittable. He is so hittable. He was getting tagged so frequently in that Michael Chandler rematch. And come on, are we being serious? Like, Michael Chandler, funny enough, I actually picked Michael Chandler going into that fight. I just thought he was going to land the big shot. When you're game planning for a guy like Michael Chandler, your number one main concern, don't get hit by his hook to the body and his big overhand. That's your main game plan. Don't do that. Don't get hit by the big shot from Michael Chandler. But he just failed to do so. Yeah, round 1, he kind of destroyed him and kept him in that weird position. but he was just getting tagged too much for my liking. Ilia Topuria is so calculated. He's patient. He's smart with his strikes. He doesn't just throw a fucking jab here and then wait for an opening and throw a right hand and then throw a leg kick here. No, like he's fucking smart. He'll throw two punches, wait a second, and then throw three more. Like no one does that. Nobody is so sophisticated with their boxing like Ilia Topuria is. I just think he's gonna put him away, man, and it's gonna be really hard to see. We're going to be talking about Ilia Topuria like one of the greatest fighters of all time after this fight because he will have two belts. He's already between top 10 and top 13 of all time right now. Imagine you give him Charles Oliveira on his resume and a lightweight belt. Like, what are you going to say? He's above Aldo at that point. He's above Anderson. I'm not trolling when I say that, okay? Of course, we had to see how this fight goes. I don't think he's just going to walk through him and get destroyed. I think there's definitely going to be some adversity that Charles Oliveira gives him. He's going to land a couple shots. He's going to land a big two to the point where, like, oh, that was a big shot, but he didn't rock him, but that still was a big shot. Charles Oliveira is kind of unaffected by leg kicks, and Ilia Topuria has good leg kicks. He doesn't throw them a lot, but when he does throw them, he fucking sends guys to the canvas. And we've seen this quite a few times. Volkanovski got spun around a couple times with those leg kicks. I think he's going to use those not infinitely. He's going to use those early because he's letting that lead leg. He's going to be moving forward towards him. He's going to keep him at bay with that fucking leg kick like any smart fighter would. You don't want Charles Oliveira kind of just coming into your grill. But at the same time, there's going to be openings. Like when Charles is moving forward, he's going to get hit to the body. There's going to be a lot of how do I say this? He's going to get hit to the guard a lot. I want to see a lot of high kicks from Topuria as well. But also from Oliveira, I think if you're Oliveira, that's got to be one of the number one things that you're drilling in your game plan. You're throwing a lot of high kicks because, dude, Ilia Topuria, God, I can't fucking speak. I'm sorry. Ilia Topuria is super in a bladed stance, and he's like this. It's hard to hit him with those tough shots, but his head is going to be for the taking because he's 4 or 5 inches shorter than Charles Oliveira. I know technically there's only a 3-inch height disadvantage. Bro, come on. Just stop. Let's be real. Ilia Topuria is 5'6", 5'6.5". Charles Oliveira is 5'11". I am very nervous for Charles Oliveira in this fight. I think he's going to get put out in round 3 or early round 4. He's going to have some success, but ultimately his kryptonite is just being too aggressive. But that's why we all love him. But yeah, those are my UFC 317 picks. We have a couple new fight announcements. We have about 4 of them to read here. Number 1, Gene Silva versus Diego Lopez, main event in San Antonio, Texas. No pay-per-view. It's a fight night. I really do not know how to predict this fight. Number 1, fuck Yair Rodrigues. I don't give a fuck. Fuck Yair Rodrigues. You're a bitch, dude. You're a fucking bitch. I've already ranted enough about Yair Rodrigues. I've made about 6 videos about this, so I'm not going to get back into it now because I'm going to get angry. I really like this fight. Of course, it's very entertaining. Diego Lopez coming off of a Volkanovski fight, like that's only going to do good for you. You're only going to take strides and become much better after fighting a guy like Volkanovski. And they had a lot of success in that fight as well. Gene Silva, this is a really big step up in competition. He's super clean and polished with his offense. He's dangerous everywhere. He's sneaky with his offense too. Like I want to go Diego Lopez, and I think I'm going to go Diego Lopez by unanimous decision. I want to see Gene Silva win this fight, though, because I don't know. I want the fighting nerds to keep on moving forward, but specifically him, I want to see him fighting for a belt. He's just so dangerous. His fight style is so entertaining. He's active as fuck. He can go at 55. He can go at 45. I don't know. I like Gene Silva a lot. But I'm going to go Diego Lopez by unanimous decision. Renato Fakhreddinov versus Andreas Gustafsson in UFC Paris. Dude, Andreas Gustafsson is going to fucking destroy Renato. I'm so excited for this fight. I like that they're giving him a big step up in competition after beating Chaos Williams. We have Kevin Holland versus Daniel Rodriguez at UFC 318. I guess this has been rumored for like a week. I don't know how I didn't know that. I don't know. I guess I'm just out the fucking loop. I'm on social media hours a day looking at news and making videos and responding to my comments, but somehow that just went right past me. Yeah, Kevin Holland's going to knock D-Rod the fuck out easily. Like, very easily. I like that that's another cool couple names you can put on UFC 318. It's still I'm not going to say lackluster, but there's still more to be desired from that card. I hope there's a couple other fun fights that get added to that card. Yeah, Kevin Holland's going to knock him the fuck out. We also have Balaji versus Mason Jones in UFC Paris. We have also Nasruddin Imavov versus Caio Borralho as the main event for Paris. So we have a few fights in Paris. This card is looking pretty good. Of course, anytime they go to Paris, it doesn't matter who is even fighting. The crowd is fucking electric. It's the best crowd in all of UFC, 1,000%, hands down, bar none. I'm very excited for UFC Paris. I've already made a video about fights to put on that card too. So a couple of them are going true. So I like to see it. I just wish that Cyril Gane versus, well, I guess it's not really a pay-per-view, but it should be. That fight should be a pay-per-view, and it should be Cyril Gane versus Tom Aspinall for the undisputed belt. As lame as it is that Tom Aspinall is going to fight Cyril Gane for the fucking belt, the fact that we have to give Gane a title shot, I know that's lame, but there's really nobody else. But that fight is going to get done. Tom Aspinall was saying that he wanted that fight in Abu Dhabi. That's kind of interesting. I don't know. But yeah, those are the fights. I'm going to go Imavov by decision. I just think he's a little bit better. I'm going to get into that later as the card approaches. I think Imavov takes that, though, by unanimous decision. I like that he finally accepted this fight because Borralho has been fucking calling him out for so long. Yeah, UFC Paris is shaping up to be very good. Those are my UFC 317 picks. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok at VinceMMA1. Like and subscribe. And yeah, I will see you next time for the next episode of Vince MMA Show.